welcome back to Exmoor on this January day. We often get asked the question of what do you do in the winter when the trains aren't running? So we thought we'd take the opportunity to show you some of the things that we're currently up to. So one of the big jobs on the track this year is rail replacement. We've been lucky enough to be able to buy some brand new £50 rail here, 40 foot long. Many of these have already been put out ready, so our regular weekday volunteers and our upcoming work weekend volunteers can get stuck in changing some rails. So we've also started on a programme of working our way through many of our signals and all of the associated wires and cranks, just to make sure everything's in good order ready for Easter. So it's also quite a busy time for the commercial and retail side of the business. We're busy doing stock takes, checks, improvements, all sorts of things in our shop and cafe. We've also done a huge amount of work getting next year's timetable ready, getting the website ready, online tickets, online shops, and all of the promotional stuff ready for 2025. So here in our paint shop, work continues on a whole variety of projects. So the first job in this winter in the paint shop is Lynn here, our regular locomotive. We're starting to suffer a little bit of sort of corrosion and rust around the bottom of the bunker, various chips and bits and knocks as it gets in everyday service. So we're smartening it up, ready for the start of the season. We're even going to take the opportunity to repolish all of the wooden windows so she looks her best. It's also a time of year when our locomotives are due their annual boiler exams. So we take the opportunity to strip out all of the various plugs and components, wash the boilers out, and this is to get them ready for the coming season. So part of our commitment to keeping our heritage carriages rolling is the fact that we've bought a brand new bogie here. By buying this bogie, it allows us to keep all 5 of our vehicles in service all of the time. Speaking of bogies, we have another bogie here. This is from van 23. You will be aware that we're busy working on the chassis of van 23. This is a bogie that's just in here now, ready for taking apart and overhaul. So in Blue Peter style, here's one we made earlier. This bogie has had a lot of attention from our paid staff and our volunteers. It's been fully apart. Every component has been examined, worked where required, all new pins, coat of paint and back together. And we're still just designing the brake gear, and then it will be ready to go back under the chassis. We're very grateful to have received a few new machines for our machine shop. This borer here will help us manufacture bits and pieces and make us more self-reliant. So one of the volunteer projects that's been going on is the refurbishment of this brake van. There's been an awful lot of wood, new windows. It's approaching completion now and should be back out on works train shortly. Here you've got Sir George. You can see Tom and James here busy working on a lubricator. The engine's just having various jobs done after its first few months running on the railway. So we've mentioned Sir George's boiler design in previous videos, and it's a good chance just to show you here in the winter period where we've removed the back plate, a good chance for inspection and to remove the fusible plug. So even our hidden diesel fleet's been getting quite a lot of attention. It's a busy time of year for these diesels because they can be out on engineering trains, moving stock around and all the shunting. We spent quite a bit of time doing stuff mechanically to all of these diesels. We've been fitting new bodywork and new body panels, with the next thing that these will end up in the paint shop for a tidy up so they look as good as they deserve to. So as you've just seen, work doesn't stop over the winter. We've got all sorts of projects going on which we're going to bring you in future videos. So if you do like our videos, don't forget like and subscribe, and please tell your friends, and we'll see you soon. Cheerio!